So I'm going to do an unboxing of something that I've actually waited to open up, because I did want to do an unboxing of this, but I wasn't sure exactly when I was going to do it. And since we're doing a certain franchise all this month, this became the perfect time to actually do this. So without further ado, here is my unboxing of my Nightmare on Elm Street box set collection soundtracks. That's right, every single soundtrack from Nightmare on Elm Street in one collection, and here it comes. So we're looking at Freddy's sweater. No, actually what we're looking at is, it's all 7 movies. The soundtrack to all 7 films is here in this box set. And I've actually had this set for about 2 years, I think. I think that's about how long it's been out. And as I said in my introduction, I was kind of looking forward to doing an unboxing of it, and I wanted to actually do it for Horror Month. And since we're doing all the Nightmare on Elm Street films this Horror Month for Horror Month 2018, why not? You know, we're doing all the Nightmare on Elm Street films, why not the soundtracks? So, perfect timing. It only took 2 years to do it, but hey, you know, perfect timing anyway. So, let's get this plastic off. As you can see, we're looking at Freddy's sweater. They actually wrapped this thing in Freddy Krueger's sweater. So let's take the plastic off and actually look at it without the plastic on. Okay, so here it is, Freddy's sweater. And if you don't think this is a real material, it really is. It actually is a sweater. It's actually fabric. It's not, it's actually a sweater. It's a small sweater. It's a small Freddy Krueger striped sweater. I thought this was one of the coolest things that Varese Sarabande did with this, was actually wrap it in Freddy's sweater. Very, very cool. So I'm gonna take the sweater off now so that we can actually open this thing up. So, all right. Okay, so we're gonna undress him. Here we go. Taking the sweater off. Whoa. Cool. There we go. There's Freddy's finger knives that's scraped across the box. And here's what it says on the side: Nightmare on Elm Street. Now it looks to be one of those boxes that opens like this. It's not like a slip cover or anything. It's an actual box. So I'm gonna open up the box and see what the inside looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna pull away the cover now of the box, and as you can see, there's a lot of reflection on it. It's nice and shiny. So I'm gonna pull away the cover of the box to reveal what's inside the box. What's inside the box? Ah, it's Freddy. Freddy's inside the box. Wouldn't you know? Knew he was going to show up. So, okay, I don't know what this is. It's a book. A booklet of each soundtrack. It lists the soundtracks, or the tracks on each soundtrack. Oh, wow. Cool. Very cool. Alright, so Nightmare on Elm Street 1 has all the tracks. Nightmare on Elm Street 2, all the tracks there. Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Oh my gosh. Wow, bonus and unreleased material. Very, very cool. Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Let's see. There's Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which that one was actually released by a different company at one time, because I had that soundtrack as well. It was released from Milan Records, Milan, I think that's what, Milan or Millen, something like that, Milan Records. So that's going to be interesting to listen to Wes Craven's New Nightmare, because that one, it was a great soundtrack release. I really liked the score to Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So this ought to be really interesting to hear how Varese Sarabande did this soundtrack. And even Freddy vs. Jason. Very cool. Dedicated to the memory of Wes Craven. So 2015. Okay, so that, obviously this came out after Wes Craven had passed away, which 2015, yeah, that would be about 2-3 years ago when this came out. So, all right, let's see what else is in the box here. Set that aside. We got, what is this? Oh, it's one of the soundtracks? Oh, that's what it is, I guess. Oh, okay. Alright. There it is. There's Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. It's done sort of like a record album. But, obviously, okay, that's Nightmare on Elm Street 1. So, this is Nightmare on Elm Street 2, I assume. And I was right. There it is. Nightmare on Elm Street. It's kind of shiny. So Nightmare on Elm Street 2 soundtrack. Oh, okay. I'm getting to see what this looks like. Because look at that next picture here. So I'm assuming this is 3. And then behind that is 4. So basically it's making... What you saw here on the cover of the booklet is what each of these covers are, CD covers are. It's forming this poster. Very, very cool. And this is obviously Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and it lists all the tracks on the back. So it is Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and 2. So here's trying to pull it out with not knocking everything down. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Very cool. Nightmare on Elm Street 5. Yep, here it is. There it is, Nightmare on Elm Street 5. This is one of David's favorites. Actually, Nightmare 4 was David's favorite. He loved that movie. So there's Nightmare on Elm Street 5. And this, of course, this would be Freddy's Dead. Uh-oh. Okay. This is actually showing, if you put this together, okay, so when you put them together, it's actually going farther down the poster, and it's showing what's or farther down the cover. So here's the Elm Street house for what would be Nightmare on Elm Street, or Wes Craven's New Nightmare, obviously. So they're doing the Elm Street house, and then back behind there is Freddy versus Jason in the rest of the Elm Street house, which is not shown on the cover of the book, obviously. So this is Freddy versus Jason. So very cool. And one thing that's really cool is they don't have the soundtrack to the remake in this. It's actually the real Elm Street movies. So very cool. Very, very cool. I'm impressed. Okay, so there you have it. the entire Nightmare on Elm Street soundtrack collection box set from Varese Sarabande. I don't know. I'm sure I'm tearing that name up, but that company, Varese Sarabande, is an awesome record company. They make a lot of movie soundtracks, movie scores, and a lot of rare stuff, a lot of stuff that you wouldn't even imagine they had a soundtrack to. They usually have it. So I buy a lot of soundtracks from them, and when this came out, of course, I had to get it. So I couldn't wait to get it. But I've been waiting 2 years to open it, so this was perfect to do this during, of course, Horror Month. And since we're doing the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise all this month, why not do the soundtracks as well? So I'm going to listen to each one of these, and I'll come back and I'll give you a review of each and every one of these soundtracks and tell you what I thought about them. As I said, I used to own each one of these soundtracks, so I'm really interested in hearing what this company did to improve it, especially adding all these alternate takes and bonus content to it. I can't wait to hear each one of these, and all remastered. All of them are remastered in this collection. So, yeah, this is going to be fun. I get to hear each and every one of them and come back and tell you what I thought of each and every soundtrack. So that's going to be fun. But of course, to hear all this, you're going to have to do something for me. That's right. Do what I tell you guys to do every single time, and that is subscribe. That's right. You got to hit that little subscribe button down there. You got to give us a like. How about even leave me feedback about this? What do you think of it? You know, was this cool or what? So I like the whole Freddy Krueger sweater here. I really do. I think that was an awesome touch to do that. And it's an actual sweater. It's so cool. Looks like a doggy sweater almost, except without the holes. No armholes. So but anyway, great collection. I can't wait to get into it and listen to it, and you guys are going to come back, you're going to subscribe, and why not? Because this is Horror Month 2018, and obviously we do this every single year. This is our biggest month of the year, and that's why we bring you stuff like this. You know, even though I waited 2 years to open it, that's why. You know, why not do it now while we're doing Nightmare on Elm Street movies, right? What better time to do this than Horror Month, Halloween, the whole thing. And that's what we do here at Box Office Maniacs for October, is 31 straight days of nothing but horror films and horror related objects like soundtracks and figures and all of that. So that's what we do here, and we do it every single year. So I'm going to go off now, and I'm going to go listen to A Nightmare on Elm Street, the first soundtrack or movie score by Charles Bernstein on here, and I'm going to listen to that, and I'm going to come back and tell you guys what I thought of it. And to see that, of course, once again, you have to subscribe. So until then, have a good and happy Horror Month, and of course, whatever you do, don't fall asleep.